Hans Van Never starts at level 1. No way am I doing that.
What's up? How's it going, everybody?
Hello?
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Hi. So, we are short Colarian tonight. He said he could not make it. Perry, you having trouble logging on to Roll20?
Yeah.
Okay. Give you a few minutes.
It's loading. Just
Mm-hmm.
waiting.
No problem. Hope everyone had a good week.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Oh, my push to talk isn't on. That was probably annoying.
I didn't hear anything.
Well, in that case, that's good.
Oh, I logged into the wrong one. Whoops. I didn't. Just being weird. There we go.
Alright. Everybody ready to start?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Perfect. So, the last we left off, the group of you had woken up the following morning after hearing a bit of strange goings on within the Grey Lund Villa. You had all set out to speak with the Lord and Lady of the Manor and find out that the estate was rather quiet on the exterior. Took some time to roam around the street, uh, finding a back alley of sorts to where there was a entranceway that you guys had managed to break into, leading into the coach room within the grounds. With some clever use of spells, you guys managed to work your way into the manor, only to stumble upon a bloody massacre of maids and servants throughout the manor. Picking up your pace slightly, you discovered that there were some individuals within wearing black robes and carrying some maces that were in the process of finishing off any remaining individuals before them. A large battle ensued, and you ended up working your way upstairs to where you were confronted with a even larger group of individuals fighting it out. Quickly choosing a side and helping the guards of the manor, you dispatched the other black-robed individuals and made your way into a smaller chamber where you saw an individual attempting to break down a door. Through some clever spell use and a couple of close calls, you managed to capture and detain this said individual who the guards of the manor had called Erstal Floxen, the known Zentarum faction leader, currently in the process of possibly doing nefarious things. A hostage situation broke out, but you guys managed to quickly subdue it, and now we come back into the scene where the group of you are essentially holding Ursel in place as he is now just on the ground, back up against the side of the wall. And you can see the double doors on the eastern side of this upper platform now begin to open as a tall human female wearing a very sleek black dress begins to approach out of the doorway, and she goes to assess the situation. You watch as the two guards that were knocking on the door stand aside, and Talum, you would recognize her as Lady Garland. She kind of steps up here. Give me 1 second. You can see just beyond the doorway one of the two guards that had entered into the room during the fray, and another half-orc individual that just stands there at the ready as Lady Greyland enters or exits through the bedchamber, and just kind of assessing the situation. She looks at the group of you, and she looks over and makes eye contact with Urstul and says, "Well, I know not what you guys are doing here in my home, but I must thank you from preventing this uprising. This man is a traitor and needs to be brought to justice immediately. Who are you?"
Oh, like how fast immediately? Because I could bring him to justice right now.
She gives you a stern look as she tries to glance you up and down, and she just kind of says, "Well, I think blood begets blood, does it not? He has slain most of my household servants. Surely his punishment deserves death." And you can see Ursula is just kind of standing there, or sitting there, arms and legs tied up, just giving her a very, very evil look in her eyes.
What led to this feud between you two?
I have no idea. This man and his ruffians came barging into our estate and tried to take us hostage. My men and I have tried to resist as much as possible. We were not able to maintain the first floor of the grounds. We had to escape and defend ourselves up here within this home, on our upper level.
Is she telling the truth?
Is it in the zone of truth?
Oh, that's a good point.
15-foot cubed. Let's see. I no, I would say because this would from you 5, 10. This would be 15 here, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, she's currently not within the area, but you can make an insight check.
Oh,
You
okay.
can see that she's not trying to. You can make an insight check on her for sure, but you can see that she's not trying to go past her guards or really outside of the threshold of her doorway.
Then I got a 15 on the insight.
Yep. Just kind of surmising her quickly, she seems to be very upset and a little hard to read at the best of it. You're not entirely sure what to make of her demeanor. She doesn't seem to be lying or anything that you best you can tell.
Well, I'm Perry Ironhill. I came here looking to do business with you all. It's, turns out we needed to save you.
She glances over in your direction and she just gives a bit of a playful nod at you. Not approaching because she doesn't know any of you, but she kind of looks at over to you and then over to Eva, and you can see the guards are, not blocking her, but standing at the ready in case you guys try to do anything funny, because obviously she is lady of the manor. But she nevertheless kind of crosses her arms and look at you and says, well, if it's business you wish to attend to, maybe after this is all resolved we might make a deal. Depends on what you're looking for. However, there are more pressing matters, and you can see she looks over back to Ursula again.
Yes, maybe it's a good time to. Maybe we'll come back later. Looking around at the bloodshed.
And at this time, you see one of the two guards standing next to her. He just kind of looks over at her and goes, "My, my lady, what do you want us to do with that one?" And he points over at Ursula. You see Ursul's currently just not saying anything, but he's making eye contact with Yala, but then he also looks over at you, Talum, and you can see him kind of like, not loudly, but low enough for you to hear. It just says, "Remember what I said. Get me out of here. She'll kill me on the spot."
Sounds like your problem.
Your loss. She's more dubious than she seems. And you can see now he's starting to pick up his voice a little bit. And Yala immediately retorts back and she says, "I have no idea what you are talking about, you piece of filth. How dare you break into my home and try to kill me? For that you shall meet the swiftest justice." And she looks over at you, Ellis, and she goes, "You there, end his life, and I will make it worth your while."
Been on the streets for some time here. I don't want to get involved in whatever it is you two are doing. It seems to be a bit of a thing here, but I don't fight an unarmed man, nor do I kill one. So, unless you want me to untie him and put him in a room with me, I can do that for you. But you know, you are more than welcome to kill him yourself. And I just start slowly backing out.
And while you do so, it might be advisable to ensure that the rest of your home is safe. Calarian, can I have the shield so that we can go downstairs? I'm gonna make a umbrella-like gesture at him, and by virtue of his not being present, assert that he understands I mean the Nimblewright detector.
Right, and you watch as he, while he's keeping an eye on the individual, you see that Calarian is most likely standing in front of Urstel, as it probably would not be in his nature to allow them to just murder him when he could be brought to justice. But he passes you the Nimblewright detector. You see Yala kind of looks at at the two of you.
We'll just check downstairs.
There's nothing for you to check in my home. Are you with the City Watch? I think not. Who are you anyway?
As far as I can tell, the reason you're still alive.
You dare threaten me in my own home?
I think we just did the opposite.
You watch as she scoffs for a moment and she says, almost a bit under her breath, but you would kind of pick it up. She kind of just mumbles, useless, and starts to like head back into her bedroom, and she looks over at her two guards and she says, take him. Get him out of my sight. And you watch as the two guards begin to start making their way over towards Urstel.
Hey DM, can I check for any sort of secret doors, passageways, or anything like that in the is that the restroom that I'm in?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. Um, quietly and while still invisible for another 20 minutes or so, kind of look around and you can see that within this bath chamber, aside from the door leading into the room and the door directly below you that's currently barricaded, you can see very fine red velvet curtains along this like brass bar of sorts, and then you can see that there's a large wash basin or bath. Very delicate or elegant in its decor. You start kind of feeling around the walls and the floors. Nothing catches your attention.
And while they're having the conversation and whatnot, I'd like to head downstairs and do the same in like the living room area.
Okay.
Yeah, Ava's slipping downstairs so that she can at least test the Nimblewright detector.
Yeah, sure. All right. So yeah, so you guys start just walking away from Yala Greyland and heading downstairs. Is anybody stopping the guards from grabbing Urstel?
No.
Okay. So, as the two of you make your way downstairs and the guards start watching you all head down that way, they immediately go over and arm in arm they scoop up Urstel, and you watch as he stands up with a grunt, and they start pulling him in towards the bedchamber actually. And you watch as Yala just kind of stands aside and lets them enter. And then she looks at the group of you and she says, well, if you have no further business here, please leave my residence immediately.
Yep. Very well.
Hey, do you have any pet robots?
No. What are you talking about?
Well, that answers my question. Thank you.
What's a robot?
Robot. You know, it's like a bot, which is a bot is something that's like controlled by a a dream brain. I don't know. We see them. I see them every once in a while in my nightmares. They're they're kind of. It's kind of like people who like to build stuff. It's like they have nightmares of those things. I don't know. They're weird.
You, the two of you, Perry and Ellis, you can see that y'all, while you guys are talking amongst each other, she's just eyeing the both of you, just keeping a very close watch on the group of you. But you can also see that she looks to be getting rather impatient, and you can see now that the taller half-orc male that was in the bedchamber now starts to make his way out into the center of the room, and he's just keeping an eye on you as you all start filtering your way downstairs. But in that time, Ellis and or Eva and Tizio, you would have made your way downstairs.
Yep.
Perry's heading down too. This would have happened prior to you guys heading down, so you guys are downstairs. What are you guys doing when you get down to the landing?
Checking the Nimbleroid detector. I'm gonna activate it.
Okay. As you make your way down the staircase, click on the Nimblewright detector. It is unresponsive. It sits there, slowly rotating the umbrella, but it doesn't make any whirling noises, completely opposite to what it was with last night.
We did do it in, right before we went in, didn't we? As
Yes.
well?
We.
Oh shit.
I guess he got away. And I'm gonna take a look for like I said, any passages or anything like that, like a hidden tunnel,
Okay.
etc.
Make a. Are you trying to take your time to go through this, or are you trying to just do a quick glance around the room?
As much time as I have available.
Make an investigation check. Okay. You take a few minutes as you immediately head down the staircase, just kind of start sweeping the area. Aside from the door here, here, and here, which you immediately can tell are all locked, this door is also. Oh no, this one is not locked, leading out into the courtyard. Um, and obviously the door leading into the pantry. But you feel fairly confident that you don't find any nooks or crannies or anything indicative of a secret passage or hidden away area.
There has to be something around here. Are they coming? Like, are they coming down the stairs already or anything like that?
Within maybe about 2 or 3 minutes as you start searching the area, you do hear them, the wood creak above, and you do hear them, the group of your friends, start to make their way down the stairs. Uh, while that's happening, while Eva's kind of listening or looking at the Nimblewright detector, I would say with your guys' passive perceptions, you can hear shouting coming from outside of the complex.
Yeah, I'm gonna move towards the stables where we came in.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. What are the rest of you guys doing? Just kind of heading down?
So
Okay. So you all make your way down the stairs, and you are now at the landing. Let me get you all down there. You are all now at the landing of the staircase leading to the first floor. guys doing?
I'm gonna head out as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get to the stables before everyone else does, because this lady's shitty, so I'm gonna try and steal her gold.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you get advantage, or is it you just rolled it?
I don't.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you start rushing past the dozen or so corpses that are now strewn about this dining hall, and to include the two individuals that you guys had defeated here earlier. You just kind of nimbly jump over those bodies and head out through the pantryway. What is everybody else doing?
I mean, yeah, I guess we're headed to the entrance, headed out.
So we're just leaving? Okay.
Yeah, today seems like a bad day.
Okay.
I
Do you
would
have
Got the
another
burglary,
idea?
got to punch some people. I'm satisfied for today's work.
Hmm. Unless we're trying to kill everybody.
Okay, so if you guys are all heading back out stealthily, I imagine, towards the stables, go ahead and roll stealth checks for me.
Are we doing stables or are we just leaving from the entrance to the front entrance?
It's up to you. How do you want to go?
We should probably just leave normally versus them trying to figure out if we're still here.
There's the dog, so.
Oh, there's also the back door.
Oh, that's right. There's a door right there.
Yep, there's a door right there. Eva. Oops, sorry. You are able to make your way into the coach house fairly unnoticed. So what were you gonna say, Perry?
I'm saying Perry's gonna lead up to this entrance here.
Okay, yeah. Thankfully, the door itself was actually latched, so it takes you a moment to unlatch the little crossbar that is blocking the doorway, but you're able to swing it open, and you can see now the exterior leading out to the back of the street behind you. This would be Horn Street.
Is the horse still there?
Yes, it is. It is still tied up, secured. It doesn't seem to be startled by your presence.
Cool. I'm gonna loot that buddy and get out of here.
Okay, go ahead and mark off 8 gold bars. And the rest of you are heading out as well? Or what you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna let them know if they haven't already that the Nimblewright detector thing isn't going off. So the Nimblewright has left the area.
You hear a bit of frustration in Calarian's voice.
And unless there's something you guys want to do, we should probably get going. But Talon, did you have another idea or no?
No, I guess not. If everybody wants to go. I mean, yeah, there's not really another option besides just refusing to leave, and that'll probably end in violence, so. Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
And you said the guards weren't coming, like they're not like escorting us out or anything like that, right?
No, you don't see the guards coming down the stairs behind you as you kind of make your way through the pantry and out the rear door behind Perry and Calarian. However, the group of you do hear directly above the hall, the dining hall, you hear a loud thud and a crack sound. But that's it.
Like wood cracking sound, or like can I try to figure it out?
Make
Or
a perception
someone's
check.
head being cracked open.
Make a perception check. You gather on just on a quick glance, you're not entirely sure, but it did sound like something heavy hitting something possibly fairly close to the ground. It almost sounded like someone had gotten hit with something, but you're not sure. Okay. So, is there anything else you guys are doing here?
Waiting for the rest of the group to show up.
Okay. Yeah. A few moments pass by, and you see Clarion comes out right behind you, Perry, and then Eva kind of like waves you off, exiting from the coach house. Now, as you guys exit out the back of the building, you can see out in the distance. I would say make a perception check, Perry and Eva.
Free advantage. Oh,
Eva, you can hear it first, the loud screeching sound of some large avian creature, and then you kind of look over in that direction. And you can see coasting above the city skyline what appears to be two very large griffins making their way directly towards the villa at a very fast pace. You can hear shouts from the front of the building on the other side. It sounds like there are several people currently in the process of like slamming on the front gate.
we should
Yep.
leave.
I think it'd be a good time. Tizio, you still have that bag?
Yes, I do.
Well, take the bag and unobtrusively slip 8 gold bars into it, then toss it to Thalum. Don't lose that.
Hiding it from the rest of the group.
Yeah, I mean, she just could kind of be hiding it in general, so...
Make a sleight of hand
Probably.
check.
I mean, like hiding that you're putting it in the bag,
Yes.
or that you have the gold bars.
Yeah, so you see that she is handed the bag, and then you see her quickly grab it and then toss it over to Talum. Not entirely sure. But the group of you try to quickly exit the back of the manor, and the choice is yours. Where do you guys wish to go?
Yeah, where are we at time wise in the day?
I would say you guys are probably early afternoon at this point. Maybe around 10, 11 o'clock or so. You guys woke up, gathered your things, went to the manor, spoke with Raynar for a little bit, and then headed over to Greylund Villa, and then all of this transpired.
Any more ideas for finding this Nimblewright?
Well, we were only there for a short amount of time. He's got to be nearby. Do you guys want to search around for a bit and see if we can kind of see where it went to?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you guys want to search?
He's got to be using the alleyways. There's no way he's just walking around playing day without someone noticing.
Or the rooftops?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, where are we
Or
on
the
the map?
sewers?
Oh, there we are. Sorry, on the arrow.
I'm sorry? You were asking where you were on the map, where the arrow is?
Yeah, but I see. Yeah, I didn't see the arrow at first.
No problem.
Yeah, it looks like there's connecting roofs in every direction.
I climb a roof to the roof.
You're gonna try to climb a roof?
Yes.
Make an acrobatics check.
We'll ask for help from Muradin.
Yeah, guidance. Okay, it takes you a little bit. It's not easy climbing up something in plate armor, but you manage to scale up one of the nearby nicer looking homes. Not as large as Greyland Villa, but thankfully, as you head a little more west, I guess, as further away from Greyland Villa, you can now see as you stand atop this roof, there are about a dozen city watch that are currently now barging in to the entrance of Greyland Villa. You can see that there are two Griffin riders currently circling about the villa, just kind of looking around, and you can see. Make a perception check. Uh, you can see what you think is Barnabas Blastwind, currently walking in the center of a large group of the city guard, or the city watch, and just making a beeline into the residence. There is shouting, commotion going on within the villa, and you guys are just kind of looking around like, oh shit. But thankfully, nobody really notices you climb on top of the roof, because you can see now that there is a bit of a commotion on the front side of the house where uh, Waterdavians and other citizens are just kind of gathering around the entrance of the villa. Whispers and conversations running amok.
I'm assuming I don't see a lone person jumping rooftop to rooftop. Like
You do
nimble
not.
right.
You do not.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will hurry down.
If I were trying to get lost this close to the gate, probably head for the field ward.
There are a lot of guards by the Greylands Manor. I don't know if we should stick around much longer. No nimble right.
Can always reconvene after we take some time to think about it back at our tavern or river. We don't have to stay out in public. Not too long of a walk.
Yeah. Do we have the detector on right now?
I have it.
Are we like actively using it? I guess.
Yeah, Evo is in the process of checking on it. It's not making as much of a commotion as it was when you guys were originally using it. It seems to be, for lack of a better term, inert. It's just whirling very slowly.
Like back when it wasn't detecting anything. Kind of
Correct.
slowly.
Yes.
Yeah, might as well head back to Trollskull Manor.
Fine by me. I will keep it out though and keep it on as we move.
Sure. Okay. It's a relatively short beeline back over to Trollskull Manor as you guys head over that way. You can see now that there appears to be a bit almost of a traffic congestion on Saradoon Street as you guys get closer toward your house, as now a lot of carriages are having to kind of turn around, as it almost seems like the further east people go, the road is now just blocked off in its entirety. You can see that there are a lot of various citizens just out and about, spreading whispers and other commotion amongst themselves. A large amount of gossip seems to be spreading rather quickly through the city. You catch glimpses and bits of conversation of things like, I heard there was a bloodbath at the Greyland Villa. Almost everyone was dead. And things of that nature. But within a short amount of time, you guys make it back to Troll Skull Manor. Um, no issue. You enter in through the center area of the tavern, and it appears to be quiet and left in the same state as it was when you had seen it last this morning. It is currently quiet inside the interior. None of the employees are here yet, as it's still rather early in the day. But
I would just like to be short resting while nothing's happening.
sure, shouldn't be a
Shouldn't
problem.
be cleaned up.
Are we going upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. So, as you close up the tavern, head up to the second floor and above to go to your respective rooms, uh, the first thing all of you notice is that each of your rooms seems to have been ransacked.
Did they steal my sandbags?
No, your sandbags are still there.
Oh,
But the
thank God.
sand is gone.
Oh
Well,
no.
the sand is not gone. However, each of the bags have been gashed open, and all the sand is now currently sitting on the floor of your bedroom.
I'll go talk to one of the people who have mending and have them mend my sandbags.
I'll look around and see if anything was taken.
Make a perception check.
Sherry's gonna look around for any symbols that have been carved into the wood or something like that.
Make a perception check. Or investigation, your guys' choice.
Can I try to uh, kind of like recreate how they may have like if there was multiple of them, like paths they took, things like that.
Okay.
Kind of just
This
based
would
on how the layout is.
make an investigation check for me. Okay. So, a large number of things. As you each kind of rush up to your rooms and having seen that large portions of the each of your bed chambers have been completely disheveled. Beds turned over to their side, tables and chairs knocked over, books on shelves have been pulled apart and just left onto the floor. Um, None of you are noticing any of your personal effects to have been missing. However, after a short amount of time, Tizio, you're just trying to gauge whether or not there was a group of individuals or just a singular person. It's hard to tell. There's so much clutter, and it seems like whoever or whomever was here, they had enough time to ransack essentially the entirety of the manor, looking for whatever it is they're looking for. Um, you don't find any clues or evidence linking to like markings or indicators like someone had done downstairs in the tavern. You're not seeing any symbols or anything like that. However, Perry and Talum, I would say shortly after just kind of going to each room and checking on your compatriots, you do notice that there is a piece of parchment that was folded and stabbed on top of the mantelpiece in Tizio's room.
Take a look, see.
Yeah, as you know, remove this very simple looking dagger, there's no embroidery or jewelry or anything of the sort on it, and you remove this very small piece of parchment, and taking a look at it, It's just a one simple sentence that says, "Return what you took from Candle Lane." And that's it.
What did you take from Candle Lane?
We took some paintings and we took some gold, silver.
Oh dear. Those are all
Is there,
gone,
is
aren't
there
they?
is there like an address or something like where we're gonna return it to?
Probably Candle Lane.
He watches
Who
Ellis.
watches?
Sorry, go ahead, Perry.
Sold the paintings, didn't you?
We did sell the paintings, yeah.
So when you found these paintings, it wasn't like a, oh, these are ours now. It was a, oh, look, let's just run with these paintings.
I mean, they were in a secret room and we just kind of took them.
I had imagined a secret room in like an unused manor.
In a
Warehouse.
warehouse.
It was a warehouse.
The Zentarum warehouse.
Maybe we should hire some daytime security.
I mean, I kind of doubt this happened during the day. We were gone for a night.
No, we came back here, didn't we? Before we left to the villa.
Yeah.
DM, how long were we gone for? Like an hour or two?
You guys never went upstairs when we came home that morning.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
You all sat in the tavern for about an hour before Raynar showed up, and then gave you guys a rundown on what he had learned.
Was the door broken open or anything like that? Like kicked open or something?
With your investigation check, no, it doesn't appear to have been broken. And you guys unlocked it with your key.
Whoever did this actually knows how to use their lockpicks.
What are you talking
Tell
about?
me.
We left the window wide open.
Tell him, are you able to lock this magically or lock so nobody else can get in?
I mean, if we spend some gold, I could learn a spell, but I don't have it at the moment.
Might be a good investment, apparently. Second time now. Someone's
The good news is we've recently come into some gold.
How have we now?
Look in your magic bag.
Oh, cool.
You open your bag and you see nothing in there.
Well, I mean,
I think
I'm not dumb. I know how to think about gold and use the bag holding.
You can see that Calarian looks visibly distraught about this, and I'm sure he would say something to the effect of, "Why the hell did you steal from them?" But he's not here.
as you can see, stealing has not done well for us. Looking around at our destroyed house.
Well, I either stole it from an assassin who is dead, or a lady who is shit, or a horse. Why was there a getaway horse? Those gold bars are much more difficult to trace.
Feeling if those are her gold bars, and we're the last ones to go through there.
There's a small army there.
It could be any servant running for their lives.
Maybe.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't want to be a big brain detective person, but if they cut through my sandbags, what they were looking for is probably smaller than a painting. So I'm guessing they weren't looking for a painting. If they were cutting through my sandbags, they were looking for something small.
Could also just be to send a message of, expect more disaster.
What's the amulet that Fallon has? It's an amulet, right? Fireball thing?
If they cut my sandbags just to send a message, then I'll cut the throat to send a message.
The fireball necklace was found outside of our Troll Skull and it was in a barrel. Well, actually, a kid had it, I think, or it was near a barrel or something. I can't remember.
A
Barrel
child
kid, whichever.
found it in a barrel.
Yeah, okay.
That's a
I
good
can't
point.
remember for the comic.
If he's looking through sandbags, he's probably looking for something smaller than paintings.
Was the silver just coin? Did you find a jewelry or anything that may have sentimental value?
No, it was dirty silver bars and those paintings. I think. I can check my.
Wait.
I can
this,
check my
Was
notes.
this in
but-
the Was did we find the paintings in the Blackstaff Tower?
No, I think this was before you joined. It was
Oh.
we were in a
It was.
Zentarum warehouse, and I think Tizio found a secret room that had paintings and silver bars in it. And that was also the warehouse with like it was Raynar or Floon. I don't remember which one, because
From
yeah,
It was
they got
Raynar.
him- No, because Floon was underground, or and and I think Raynar was locked in the locked in some other room because they thought Floon was Raynar. It was like a whole thing.
Were the paintings framed and stuff like that, or were they just like rolled up when we found them?
They were framed. You guys took them out of the frame so that you could roll them up and conceal them better.
Well, they could have just been angry by the time they got to your room, Alice.
Oh, of all things, I understand angry, but it's like cutting into sandbags. I mean, come on.
can I cast Identify on the note? Ritual cast it.
I'm sure you can spend time to do that.
So besides for the note, we didn't find anything else left behind.
No. Okay. Yeah, you take 10 minutes and you sit down with this piece of parchment, and after you are done ritual casting Identify, you are very confident that this appears to be just a handwritten note that was jammed into Tizio's mantelpiece.
That's my theory then.
What it was like a dagger or something like that, you said?
Yeah, it was a very nondescript dagger that was kind of just jammed in to the parchment, so there's like a big tear in the center of it, but it was holding the parchment in place.
It's just a normal dagger, right? I mean, obviously, as far as we can tell, just like
Yeah,
a
that's what I was
14th
trying to
piece
figure
Yeah,
dagger.
out.
it just
so-
looks like a pretty straightforward dagger that you can pick up in any,
Okay.
local store. Nothing strikes you as peculiar with it.
Would there be like a mark of who smithed it or anything? Like
Ti-
a little flourish kind of thing? I don't know if that's like a thing you do on.
If anything, we'd probably have to take it apart because usually sometimes that stuff is hidden, if I remember correctly.
Not every blacksmith marks every piece of weaponry that they do, especially the ones that are just meant for like mass production of sorts.
Of
You
course.
guys are certainly welcome to disassemble it and look for any kind of marks or logos per se on the inner workings of the blade itself, by removing the hilt or what have you. But just from a general glance at it and Perry taking a look at it, I mean it's not extremely well crafted by any means, but it is sharp. It definitely can serve a purpose, but you're not seeing any identifiers on it. Do you guys want to take some time to disassemble it?
Okay. I'll just start cleaning up.
Same.
Okay. It'll take you guys probably a good portion of the rest of the morning to try to rearrange everything because the house has been turned upside down essentially. So you get a little frustrated at the sense of everything. Um, but yeah, we'll say like probably take you a couple hours just to get everything situated back to the way it was. Yeah, definitely helps Ellis repair his sandbags without issue. Um, Probably about midday, a little earlier in the afternoon now, as you guys are finally looking at the hard work that you guys have put back in, feeling a bit hungry inside, just having now refurbished everything back to its original appearance. What do you guys want to do?
So it was a pretty obvious this is Zantaran that did this, right? Is it Candle Lane?
Um, that would make the most sense, I think. I mean,
And,
it
and
kind
that
of
was like
depends what.
that. Go ahead, Tom.
I mean, it kind of depends what they mean and what we took. Like, I mean, maybe they're looking for Raynar and they want us to bring him back because technically we recovered Raynar from Candle Lane. It's a bit of a cryptic message, and I don't know. I guess it would still be the Zentarum.
He definitely would not fit in the sandbag.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't. They, just because they slashed the sandbag doesn't mean they were looking for something that fit in the sandbag.
Well, it seems like it must either be them or it's possible they were storing that for someone else.
And it's also, if I remember correctly, that was like the rebel Zentarium.
I don't think we know who owned that warehouse, but that's up for the DM to say.
You do.
Oh,
You were told who. I can allow you to roll a history check at disadvantage because you don't have it in your notes, I guess.
I feel like it might be Devil then, because he made a comment about something missing from that.
Yeah, that was the
Well, yeah, he's of the.
Zantaran group, whatever.
There's two. It's very
He,
confusing.
he
You
claimed that those guys were the fake ones.
you recall that when you had first spoken to Davil after rescuing Floon, that he had said Kendall Lane was a Zentarum warehouse that was run and operated by his individuals until a faction of Zentarum run by Erstal Floxen had taken over the facility.
Okay. So that identifies.
Wait, that's the same guy that was in the villa,
Right.
wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I might not have to worry about him anymore.
I mean, maybe.
He was pretty crafty. Wouldn't surprise me if he got out of there.
Um, there's nobody we would have been able to ask that yet. Okay. I mean, do you guys just want to go back on the town with the detector thingy? See if we can find it again.
Well, it's either that or we go and talk to somebody else about trying to find them.
What?
Did you have an idea about the Black Tower?
Oh, I mean, we could talk to the black staff, see if they would help.
Black Staff.
That was more to like maybe get us access to the house, but since we went there and left, I don't know if we need that anymore.
Talum and Eva. Just from the whole conversation of you guys, trying to discern who would be possibly looking for maybe paintings or maybe Raynar or this missing gold from the Candle Lane. Eva, you recall that a previous mm, mentor slash friend of yours from back home, and tell him you would recall from reading a small article that it
What?
this might actually be Tizio, not you tell him. This was Tizio who'd gotten a piece of parchment from a uh,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though.
yeah. So you kind of think back and you're like, this. I wonder if this is like the Black Viper. But you're not sure. It just kind of crossed your mind momentarily.
Do I know anything other than the name Black Viper?
Yeah, so if you guys go to your handouts, there is a handout under books for the Black
Yeah, I was gonna
Viper.
say I'm gonna take out the article, or I go find the article essentially and mention it, show it to everyone.
I believe there's also an article about it. No, who is it? Kalarian was tasked to see if he could find any information about it from his
Yeah,
guild.
that's what I thought too. Because I was like, I don't remember if I shared it with everyone or just Calarian or something. Because I remember he mentioned something about it.
Yeah, his guild told him to find it.
But
Find out.
Eva, Henrik would have told you a passing story one time while you guys were, just practicing or hanging out, and he had mentioned that he had heard of one of the best burglars he had ever heard of mentioning the Black Viper and telling you about how they were so good at their job that even when you knew they were coming, it's almost like think the rug was being stolen out from under your feet. They were there and then they were gone, and no one was ever the wiser. No one ever captured the Black Viper, and then they just faded from existence. Nobody knew where they went or what had happened, but the crimes just suddenly stopped. But this was maybe 100, 200 years ago.
That would be like before the spell plague, right?
This would have been after Spellplague,
Oh, I don't
if I
remember
recall. Let me
the
double check.
timeline.
Spellplague was pretty long ago. Like, a little more than, I think it's like 300 or 400 years, isn't it?
I'll verify.
It's not really super important. I
Yeah.
was just making noise.
Well, if it is the Black Viper, would you think Daffo would know anything about him?
I don't know. Maybe Devil might still be in jail.
Can I see the art? Tizio?
No, this would have happened during the Spellplague. Time-wise, anyway. 1395 DR was the end of the Spellplague. But sorry, continue.
The article does say that Growlhounds were victims. When is this article from?
Last month,
Is there visitation rights for prisoners in Waterdeep?
are you asking the DM or your...
Whoever. either way.
As Perry looks out to the group of you and asks this question.
One way to find out.
I feel like Daffo would know. He's related to all that group.
Sorry, know about what?
Visitation rights for prisoners in Waterdeep.
You look like you've been to jail before, Ellis. Anybody come visit you?
You know what? Just because I look like I've been to jail before, doesn't mean I've been to jail before.
He and me, we never got caught.
Oh, my bad.
Well, okay, I lied. I've been on the route to jail before, but they never actually, could get me through the door successfully.
Gotcha.
But that's besides the point.
So, what's the plan, guys?
Perry mentioned wanting more security around here, so we could go talk to Devil and then pick up a spell scroll or something.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Use those gold bars you stole to help us from being stolen from.
It's an option. One I wouldn't be too inclined to disagree with.
Alrighty. So you guys are trying to locate where Devil may be imprisoned or incarcerated?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all collect your things after having a quick bite to eat, heading out of the door. Somebody go ahead and make a investigation check for me as you try to locate one of the nearby City Watch offices within the North Ward. Alright. Let me pull up the info real quick. Bingo. Okay. It takes you a little bit of time, but thankfully not too much, as now that you guys have spent a couple hours outside or inside and then having now gone back out into Trollskull Alley and beyond, it appears that the commotion of the street and the gossip has died down a bit, and you're able to grab an individual and ask them for the appropriate directions on where the nearest City Watch location is.
Real quick,
Yes.
before we head out, are we able to isn't there someone who's always like in a greenhouse looking over the alley and stuff? Am I making something up?
No.
I feel like we had a neighbor that usually watched the alley. Could we ask them if they saw anyone enter our house last night?
Sure, you sure can.
Which side of the house is the door on?
Oh, the doorway to the tavern,
To the upstairs.
to the upstairs is... It is actually out here.
Oh, so they wouldn't have been able to see it. Okay, never mind.
So not gonna go talk to him?
I mean, we can still ask, but
It's up to you.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can still ask the people around. Never know, especially when that's like the busy side of the street.
yeah.
Okay. So you head across the street, or across the alley rather, to the lush greenhouse that you can see up on the upper floor of this two-story building, or three-story building. And as you make your way inside, you are actually greeted by a shop of sorts on the first floor, where there is a large, long countertop table, and you can see on the opposite side is what appears to be a elven individual. You're not entirely sure whether they're male or female, just based on appearance, but they seem to be wearing a very simple green and brown cloth wardrobe tied off with like a piece of rope or something like that. You can see that there appears to be like their hair is currently like tied up in a very loose bun with like a small piece of stick or twig or something holding it in place. Um, they they look over to you, the group of you, as you enter into the facility, and a warm smile croaches across their faces. They go, "Oh, well, if it isn't my neighbors, hello again. So I believe this is the first time you've actually been here."
I guess so, yeah.
Well, welcome to Coralon's Crown. If there's any herbal remedies you need or something that I can help you create, I'd be more than happy to. But what brings you here?
We were just wondering if you happen to have noticed anyone break into our living quarters last night? Or would it be last? Yeah, yesterday, I guess.
Make a persuasion check. There's a pause in their voice, but then calmly they respond back to you. Well, no, I don't believe I've seen anyone enter your establishment last night, other than the ones that were in the tavern until you closed up. But I think I had already went to bed, probably maybe around 1 in the morning or so, but I think you guys were still open then.
Thank you.
Of course. You guys look a little, bit like adventurers, if I don't say so myself.
Something like that.
Well, that is something I understand. I have a variety of potions and things that might help you if you ever need them. Just remember me before you go wandering off. I can try to help you out.
Do you have spell scrolls?
No, unfortunately everything I make is grown here in the garden and then brewed. It's all usually drunken. Sorry, go ahead, Perry.
No, I was just making noises.
Do you have supplies for copying spells, though? Inks and stuff? That might not be your forte, I don't know.
I mean, we have a variety of different berries and colors that can be ground into an ink-based substance, but you seem to be needing something of a little more higher quality. I probably can't help you in that department.
What about a potion of speed?
Just a moment. And you watch as they step off into the back room of their establishment for a moment. And you guys are all just kind of left there alone for a moment as you can hear them rummaging through their books.
Potion of speed, that's a fancy one.
It is. It's probably one of the few potions that are worth it.
Yeah. So after maybe 4 or 5 minutes or so, you watch as they come back out from the back, and you can see that they set upon the counter a small crystal vial with a yellow fluid. And as you kind of step closer to the counter and look at it, it seems to be like streaked with these streaked with black and yellow mixed in with these swirls, and they all just kind of blend and twist together. And while still keeping their hand upon it, they say, While I don't make this myself, I did come across one. Um, I never really thought what I would use it for, but if you think it would help you more than me, I can certainly sell it to you for about 300 gold.
Well, I was more curious if you had one or not, but I will be back when I have enough money for it.
Wonderful. I will keep a hold of this and hopefully return soon with it. No one's really asked for it, so it should still be here.
Wonderful. Well, that's all I needed.
Of course. Well, if you do need any other potions or magical things of that nature, I can certainly provide. And you watch as she goes through, or they go through a list of different potions that they do have available that you can see on the counter and on the shelves around. She has potions of animal friendship. Um, they have potions of climbing, potions of greater healing, regular potions of healing, and potions of water breathing, all of which seem to be in ample stock should you need it. But unless you guys have any other further questions of them, they just politely bow as you all exit the building.
Well, to the city watch then.
Yeah.
Okay. It, with Talum's help and speaking with a couple of the neighboring individuals, you do end up coming across what appears to be for lack of a better term, a guard shack or so within the north ward that you're pointed to. You can see that there is a lot of commotion currently going on at this shack as various different city watch guards seem to be coming and going, all completely geared up and extremely busy. As you approach into the facility itself, you can see that there appears to be one clerk of sorts, a shorter, gnomish individual that just kind of looks over to the group of you and he goes, "Good day. I hope you're keeping the peace. What can we do for you?"
What are visitation rights for prisoners in this city?
You watch as they kind of cock an eyebrow a little bit and they look over to you and goes, "Well, I assume that depends on the seriousness of the crime. Who is the individual you were trying to see?"
Devil Starstrong?
They chuckle at first at you, and then they could see just by the seriousness in your face, they're like, "Oh, you're serious? Uh, just a moment," and they kind of like jump off what and disappear from behind the counter, and you can tell now that they were like standing on some kind of like stool or cardboard box or some, or not cardboard, but like a wooden crate. And shortly after a few moments of waiting, you see that this burly, short, handsome-looking individual with raven hair and a goatee uh, steps out from behind one of the office spaces, and they approach up to the group of you, and he goes, "My name is Captain Merlo Daramonth. Who are you?"
Perry Ironhill.
"And for what purpose do you seek Starsong?"
Well, we have our request or looking to get some information on a long dead or possibly resurfacing crime syndicate. Maybe he would know something. It could be useful information even for you.
"And you were sent here to interrogate him. Why?" Under whose authority?
Nobody. We could probably get authority. if we require it.
Well, I am terribly sorry, but we can't just let unofficial business enter in without any warrant or department to which, I don't... Go ahead.
Our friend Kalarian here, he's a member of the Goody Two Shoes Guild. I don't remember the real name, but he was tasked with collecting information that Devil might have.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage. Because Perry said you guys were not there for that.
I'm a forgetful fellow.
He looks over to the group of you, and Kalarian kind of just flashes a symbol. He slowly like kind of just shakes his head from left to right. It's like, if the Order of the Gauntlet wishes to speak with the prisoner, then they need to send some sort of formal request to us before we just allow a group of individuals flashing badges to come into the City Watch and request an audience. If you need to speak with Devil, we can arrange it, but there must be a reason for it, as all this information must be logged, and any information he provides to the group of you will be noted to the City Watch. Mind you, and I don't know if you're aware of this already, but he is currently under arrest for the arcane incident that caused the loss of 12 lives within Trollskull Alley, just not the other day.
Will you at least tell us where he's being held so we can get the paperwork sent to the proper people, you know?
He kind of smiles at the group of you, and he says, one second. Well, where else would he be held but the... And he's gonna tell you there's a central jailing cell, essentially, for Waterdeep, but I'll pull it up. Let's see. Should be one. Oh, I cannot find it. But yeah, he essentially tells you that down in the castle ward is where the primary holding cells are for individuals that are pending investigation with the Open Lord. But he doesn't give you a specific location, and he would turn around and tell you any of the major guilds here that are tasking anyone out to go do these things would already know this, and so he doesn't feel the need that he has to explain to what he now assumes is a group of newbies trying to gather information, and he's starting to be dismissive of you.
Well, thank you for your time.
Of course, just speak with the Order of the Gauntlet, have them connect you through the appropriate channels, and we can certainly process that information and get you guys where you need to be.
Is this like a 24-hour process, a 30-minute process? Like, what are we looking at here?
It doesn't happen overnight, that's for sure, and it also depends on the individual seeking the request. If someone with a bit of pull within the city is in need of interrogating a prisoner, things can be expedited. However, the group of you don't appear to be in such stature.
I'm sure our friend Raynar would disagree.
He cocks an eyebrow when you mention his name. Doesn't say anything.
Well, That'll be all for now, I guess.
Of course. Please, don't cause any trouble.
Only as much as necessary.
He kind of turns around and heads back into his office space.
To the order then.
Okay. So you guys are trying to head to the Order of the Gauntlet?
Yeah, just knock that out quick.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. That's the wrong one. Where in the world is Halls of Justice? Got it. Okay. So, whoever wants to lead the way, go ahead and roll me a D100.
I feel like Calarian would lead the way.
Sure. Well, let's have him roll a D100, shall we? That means I get to roll, huh?
I guess if we're walking, would we have the nimble right thing up and about?
It's up to you guys.
Might as well.
We have Calarian holding his stick out and proud.
Okay. So, Calarian leading the way, heading over into the castle ward, to head over to the Halls of Justice, where the Order of the Gauntlet is. It's a bustling city day now, and the heat is starting to pick up a lot more as summer is now starting to broach the front door of the weather here within Waterdeep. Thankfully, it's not too severely hot yet, but you guys get the feeling that summer's going to be pretty brutal. And as you are all walking towards the castle ward, I want to say it was Eva and Perry. The two of you notice as you are all just walking through and holding onto the Nimblewright detector. It's not giving off any indicators as you guys are traversing down through the high road and over to the Halls of Justice, which is actually right here. But you do notice, however, and it gets you a little distracted though. You do see maybe about 4 or 5 children that seem to be just kind of like lackadaisically just following behind you guys, maybe about 40 or so feet. They all appear to be just wearing simple clothing for the spring summer weather, as it's not cloudy at all. It's a fairly decent breeze, so they're wearing just like some simple brown shorts and some white or blue tunics. They seem to be gossiping amongst each other and talking and laughing and just generally curious at the group of armed individuals that are making their way down the street.
Perry will cast Druidcraft with the and make the sound of a dolphin at him.
Okay. You watch as they immediately stop in awe and they start giggling. And now they start following you a little bit closer.
And then he'll cast it again and make the Order of a Skunk again.
and as they get close enough to you, like they're not getting within like reaching distance of you guys, but as they're just kind of weaving through the crowd, just like you guys are, um, all of a sudden the wafting odor of this rancid stank just starts permeating from around you, and the group of you all smell it, and you start coughing a little bit, and you're like, oh, it must be Perry. The kids are just kind of who are laughing and joking. They all get like a mouthful of it, and you watch as they start gagging, and then you hear a couple of them just swear at you in your direction, and then just kind of run off in the opposite direction.
That's how you deal with kids. Reel them in, and then
Then you skunk them.
yeah.
Let's take note of that here. Within a short amount of time, you guys are able to cross over through the central market area with its bustling vendors and street wares, different bits of accoutrement and people selling lavish looking rugs or jewelry or fresh meats and fishes, and all this mingle and cacophony of sounds as you guys cross over through the market to the familiar halls of justice. Within a short amount of time, Calarian is able to speak with the darker skinned, heavily untamed, bearded Drom, dwarven male, who appears to be one of the more prominent figures within the hall. You guys kind of surmise your situation and request to speak with Davil, because Calarian would be the one fronting this conversation, or are you guys convincing him to do so? Um, it'll take Drom some time, but he'll definitely get word back to you guys on the morrow of whether or not it can happen.
Sounds good. I suppose it's not super important.
We still have the dangling information. The dangling information of where Flume goes every night. Always check that out. It's one last hurrah for the day.
True. He should be at the Trosko by now, right?
I was gonna say we can go when he's there.
Or if we think this black viper might be relevant, we could. There's 2 other families listed in the article. We could see if we can find out what was stolen from them.
Yeah. It might be hard to get an audience with those people, but that's a good idea.
We had such great success with the Growlins.
Kind of.
I don't think we'll be allowed back there.
We could talk to who are the other houses? It said Growlin, Savile, and Erlingstar.
Which one's closest?
I don't think we know where any of them live, except the Growlins. Maybe Tizio knows. He seems to have those connections.
I could be incorrect, but I don't think I do.
Give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said give me 1 second, please. You don't recognize the name Savile. I would say that you would recognize the name Erlingstar. From best you can recall, one of the earlier, more prominent families of Waterdeep, they are known for their... where did I go with the information? They are known to have made their fortune through shipbuilding and running caravans.
And their willingness to talk to strangers about being robbed.
Absolutely, it says it right here. You would venture a guess that they are probably in the Sea Ward, as they're one of the more older, prominent noble families, but you have no idea where they are.
question. Like the police reports, I guess, like that. Like, is that like a public thing? Like anyone can take a look at that?
No, unfortunately not.
We file a Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, totally.
Raynar might know them, especially if they're one of the older houses.
I feel like we could just ask anyone on the street. Probably point us in the direction. Let
Yeah.
someone local find out.
It's worth a shot.
Just head in the direction of SeaWorld and use the nimble detector. Ask a few people.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Whoever's asking around.
I can take care of that. Oh, never mind.
18.
18. Alright, give me 1 second. Because I also have to check something else. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Uh-huh. Sorry, I just had to reread a paragraph real quick. Okay. What road are you guys taking up into the northward? Any particular road or? Yeah, such a good feature.
The SeaWorld, or are you saying towards the northwest?
So we're at the Arrow right now, right?
Correct.
So I think we could just head up into the Seaward on, I don't know, whatever busy roads there are.
Let's
Okay.
do southern.
Sutherlane.
This one here?
Yep.
Sure.
And
Okay.
then probably hop over to the Street of the Singing Dolphin. What a nice.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, let me type in one thing again. Yep, that's why I marked that. Okay, so the group of you take some time to ask around different individuals, and they're like, "Oh, the Erling stars. They and they give you a general idea of where they think the home is, and to your best knowledge that you can gather, um, they actually someone had mentioned that their house is on the northwest corner of Soul Street and Del Zorin. Let's see. They also tell you that there is a secondary house that they have, a row house, in the Castle Ward on Salberhurth, which is on Sword Street and between Blackstaff Tower and the Font of Knowledge, which is a temple. But as you guys are walking into the Sea Ward, probably about here is when you start picking up a faint detection on the Nimblewright detector.
We will keep going, and if it stops, we'll turn in a different direction, go back and kind of do the walk on spirals thing.
Like narrow it down, kind of.
GPS beeper track. The faster it goes, the closer you get.
Sure. Okay, so what we will do here at this point, this will probably take you, if you guys are wandering through the Sea Ward, this is going to take you a couple hours to walk around and try to narrow down whereabouts it is.
Well,
What's up?
how big of a radius is it?
It's 500 feet.
Oh, okay, so it's pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe could I use my well, probably not. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that actually.
That seems like a great thing to do.
Okay. So what we'll do right here is we will stop and take a quick 5-10 minute break, and then when we come back, we will pick up having completed your general search of the area where you think it was about. Sound good?
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
See you all back in a few minutes. Just let me know when we're back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Back.
I'm back.
Okay, that was everybody. Cool, cool. So let me change the music a little bit. Everybody's back, right?
Think so.
Cool. So, the group of you, having now gotten a little distracted by the fact that this nimble right detector is now starting to pick up a signal of sorts, you start scouring through the seaward as the sun is now starting to get lower in the sky, and it's starting to turn into its darker purples and blues. It's starting to get dark out. It's still quite a bit of people surrounding the area, especially with the more prominent housing that's in the seaward. Things are a lot cleaner. The area looks just overall a lot nicer and wealthy. You get a strong sense that the families here, while maybe not even all of them are nobles, they have a decent amount of money if they're living up in this area. You spend probably the better part of like 2 hours or so, and as you're swinging around circling the area, eventually it gets to the point, Eva, where the detector is getting such a strong reaction that the top of the umbrella on the Nimblewright detector starts to glow this almost what's the right color for it? This like pale white color. And as it starts to seep out of the top of this umbrella, the whirling and spinning still happening, it slowly starts to seep out of the top and drift down one of the alleys.
Well,
Well,
that
that's
didn't happen
new.
before.
Go get it! Hurry!
We will
Start chasing it.
follow the magical drifting light.
Definitely. So In the suspense of this, you all rush down into the alley and make a perception check.
Oh, 3 advantage.
Mhm.
Nice.
You rush into the alley and you die.
Right. Give me 1 second.
I rolled high enough I would see them before they see me.
No, there's just a guy with a prepped finger of death.
I mean, I could. No, what you actually see as you rush into this rather clean alley, you see a lone figure currently huddled onto the ground in a ball, wearing a dark black robe and just sitting there, not moving. You see around it there's a pile of like uncollected garbage that seems to be recently thrown into this part of the alley.
Do we sneak up on it?
It's up to you.
Yeah, Perry's gonna try and sneak up on it.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
I gotta double check if chainmail is advantage or not. I can't remember.
Chainmail is disadvantage, I believe.
Yeah.
Or chainmail? No, I don't think chainmail is disadvantage.
No, it does.
I think
I feel like it's all heavy armor, but I might be wrong.
It is all heavy armor.
yeah. Okay. So, 8.
Is there another exit to the alley?
There is. It's a long stretch of alley, roughly about where was it? Where was it? I'm actually I'm comparing it off of 2 screens. Um, yeah, roughly about here. It's a long stretch of alley, and there are houses to the north and south that have 2 like adjacent alleys in a sense, almost like a cross intersection. Um, but relatively clear, other than the piles of wood furniture and things that are just kind of like thrown out into this area, possibly waiting for the Street Sweepers Guild to pick it up and get rid of it. But you begin to approach this figure, and as you do, you watch the hood on its cloak turn to your direction, and as it begins to stand up, you can see now, while this faint white aura is slowly drifting towards it directly, as it stands to its full peak. You can see that the cloak does not cover its body entirely. You can see from like the waist down the metals and gears that are just very prominent in its brass and silver. And you watch with a quick flurry as it tries to dash towards you. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Okay. Do you want to do a battle map or?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it on the battle
Oh,
map,
cool.
and I don't have any. It's not fancy. It's just a quick fight.
No, just roll initiative.
Until we party wipe or something.
Sure, off of 1 creature.
Eh.
Well, your token's in the top right corner.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Gotta keep everybody up there. But I mean, essentially for drawing purposes, not gonna be great. It's like, use black.
Yeah, you can reroll to 0.
Essentially, kind of like this.
At least he's running at us.
Yeah.
For now.
Let me get him on the roll. Let's see.
I was leading the way with the detector, but Perry, should you be in front of me since you were sneaking up on him?
Yeah, I think Perry would end up in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
In front of you.
So Clarion's back here. Oh, Ellis, your token's there too.
Ellis Maine.
Sorry, I for this battle map, I keep all your tokens on top. Every map I take you to, you usually have a token. So let me pull up his character sheet.
Did he? Oh, thought he really rolled a 0.
No, I just had to add him in. I don't have his full stats and everything up there, so. Okay. So let's see. Oh, we need Ellis. Ellis, what'd you roll?
13.
Okay. And Tizio rolled an 8. Got him. Kaleri needs to roll.
If you don't want to deal with Calarian, you can assign it to like me or something.
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay.
But thank you for asking. Who are we missing?
Perry.
What? Oh, I must have got deleted.
Yeah, hold on, I'll add you back in. What did you roll, Perry?
15.
15?
Yep.
Cool.
What's his dex modifier?
Let's double check. Plus
Mine's
4.
2. If you don't want to tell me. Oh, okay. Then yeah, he goes first.
Okay. So, with that, he stands up to his full height, and you can see now he's at least maybe 6'2", 6'3", from what you can tell, and he's going to immediately rush toward you, Perry. Oops, as I put that in the wrong chat. Sorry, guys. So he's going to use his full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of rush right up in front of you. And let me make sure he does. He gets... Alright, so he's going to make 3 attacks. So he's going to attack you twice with his rapier, and then he's going to do an offhand attack with his dagger. Which I need to add in there because I forgot. So let's plus that. I think it's only a D6. Well, nope. Okay. So the first roll is going to go ahead and swing at you.
Hits.
Alright, for 9 points of piercing damage, and then he's going to take his second attack. 14 will miss, and then he'll offhand with his dagger.
Hits.
Oh, he did good. Alrighty. And that will end his turn. Doesn't say anything, but you can hear the creaks of metal as it just bounds towards you in the sunset. And with this just quick flash, you didn't even see the rapier as he pulled it out from underneath his cloak and just quickly makes a few slashing motions, and then slides back with his offhand on a dagger. Alright, that will end his turn. Perry.
Did we discuss the name of this guy?
No.
Okay. You don't have to fight. A creation such as you does not need to go to waste. And then I will cast. Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt. Okay. Go ahead and roll your spell attack. $15. Yes, it would be a disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot this thing. Ha!
Okay. You try your best as you can to dodge out of his rapiers that's just coming in a flurry at you, and you release this bolt of of divine energy in his direction, and you watch as he quickly shifts his body weight, very very agile for such a mechanical being, and it just whizzes right past him and streaks off some of the nearby refuse that was piled up where he was sitting. Doesn't hit him, unfortunately.
And that's my turn then.
Okay, Eva.
We're gonna do. We're gonna do Tasha's hideous laughter.
Okay, this is a wisdom saving throw.
Correct.
He gets advantage against saving throws that are magical.
I would have made it anyway, just barely.
Yep. You focus for a moment and try to focus onto him, and what do you say to try to make him laugh?
Apparently nothing funny. I don't know. Sorry, I'm really struggling today. I'm sick. I'm gonna just I'm gonna throw some bardic inspiration on Ellis as the bonus action. I'm just gonna say, smash him into pieces, Ellis.
Okay.
It won't even be that much fun. It doesn't look like he has feelings.
Might make a lot of noise.
Well, I guess that'll satisfy it.
You stand where you are, Eva?
I'm gonna back up a little.
Okay.
I'll call that a turn.
All right. Ellis.
Alright, it's playtime, I guess, even though crushing a thing without a soul is gonna be kind of boring. Let's hope it makes me bleed. I'll rage.
All right. You go into this
And-
delightful rage that you're so familiar with.
Run up to it. Yeah. Yoink it. We're going with claws again, because those were fun.
You bet. Go ahead and make your 2 attacks. You doing a reckless or anything?
Yeah, of course I'm going reckless. Wow. Oh, that sucked. That one should hit, though.
Okay. Yeah, the first one misses, but then as you kind of sideswipe with the second attack, it strikes into him. You can hear the clash of claw or pincer on metal as just sparks streak across the side of his arm.
Hey, that's my turn.
Sounds good. Tell him.
I will use my bonus action to slide parry towards me.
Telekinesis?
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Can he post it for
I mean,
me? Does he have to
can
make the
choose.
save?
He can choose to fail if he wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take it as long as it's. I don't
It
take
does
an
not
opportunity-
provoke.
Yeah, I don't think it does, but I just want to make sure.
It's first movement, so
Right, yeah, forced movement would not, but yeah, I was asking because you suddenly feel the urge as your body gets pulled backward from you.
and then I'll just I'll toss a magic missile at this guy.
Okay, at what level?
Just a first level.
All right, so 3d4 plus 4.
Do you want me to roll it once and then multiply that by 3, or
Yeah,
oh wait, I got confused. So it's either 7 or 9.
it'd be 9.
Okay.
It's whatever the first one is times 3. So
Gotcha. So 9 damage. That's action, bonus action. Yeah, that's everything.
sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, and what was your bonus action? Was the telekinesis, right?
Yep.
Staying where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And you watch as you just release a flurry of magic missiles that just all strike him in various different parts of his body. Does a good impact. Tizio.
Sorry, I had an idea and I just realized something. I'm just going to use my action to uh, bring up my armor, and that'll be in the end of my turn. That's an action, apparently. I thought it was a bonus.
Alrighty. As you slam onto your chest and you feel the mechanical bits that you have designed specifically for situations like this start to take effect. You stand
Oh,
where
and
you are.
actually, yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm just going to yell out because I'm not sure what's the intention here.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna yell out, you know, don't kill it. We need him alive. There's so many questions we can ask him,
Okay.
and that'll be the end of my turn.
You got it. Clarion, he is just going to... Let's pull up his PC chart. See what he had prepared for the day. Okay, so he will bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on the creature. That'll take up his spell. And then he's just going to go ahead and move into position as he tries to get closer. 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll say 30 there. And that will end his turn. Back to the top of the round. Watching Perry just surprisingly get pulled out of his range, he's just going to immediately, with this quick flash, just turn right onto you, Ellis, and he's just going to take his attacks on you. And these will be 3 attacks with advantage. So that'll be 11 reduced to 5. Another 5. And he's going to offhand with a dagger. Does 16 hit?
Yeah, they all hit.
Just barely. And so 13 points of total damage to you, Ellis. As you watch as he, just with a quick flurry, unleashes this barrage of bladed attacks at you, just slashing all across your torso. Perry.
Nice.
Perry, well, hit him with another guided bolt.
Yeah, go for it. Roll your attack. 21. Yeah, 21 definitely hits. Oof. Good chunk of damage.
Yeah.
And you can see now that this time, as he's in the middle of turning to face Ellis, he does not see this secondary divine burst of energy you just released from your hands and blast him into his side. You can see now that there's a big chunk of the gears in his chest that are now just starting to crumble onto the ground in bits and pieces. Still standing, though. Staying where you are? Doing anything else?
That's it. That's all good.
All right. Eva.
Well, having heard what Tizio said, yeah, why not? Sorry, I'm trying to see. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try Tasha's again.
Okay.
Wisdom
Another
save.
Wisdom save. It does
Well,
not seem
damn.
to have an effect.
I've got nothing in terms of bonus action. That's it for me.
Alrighty. As you watch a second time, just letting out another quick whip that you're so familiar with. It just
I keep saying knock knock, but it turns out he can't talk, so it doesn't work.
it just seems to be falling on deaf ears almost, but you're not entirely sure. It looks at you as you say it, but then it doesn't make any facial expressions under its shadowy cloaked hood. Ellis.
All right, let's go for another round. 'Cause that's what barbarians do. Does he
Does
seem
that-
to be like? Does the Nimmerite seem irritated at all?
At a quick glance, looking at it directly in the face, no. Like it shows no emotional response to anything. It just sees the group of you in this alley, and it immediately pounced upon you to attack.
I'm going to try and make it irritated by hitting it. I'm going to
Sure.
try my best.
15. You strike out with the first claw, and it just brushes it to the side with its rapier.
She's got the inspiration stuff.
You do have inspiration.
To this one, because Jesus Christ. What is it, a D6?
As a D6.
So you're gonna use it on the second one.
Sure, because I knew the first one missed. So, used it on the second one.
Fair enough. Both times you slash out in this large, like, Wolverine X slash, and it just, with apt deftness, it just quickly brushes both attacks off with its rapier. It just misses him completely.
Wow, guys, I'm really pulling out all the stops. You want keep doing your stuff. That's the end of my turn.
Staying where you are, not doing anything bonus.
I have no bonus action.
Okay. Tell him.
Yeah, I'll just, I'll launch a firebolt at it, I guess.
Okay.
Well, actually, I will, yeah, I'll just launch a firebolt at it, I guess.
Okay. As it's in the process of dodging the swipes from Ellis's claws, it sees out of the corner of its eye the red energy swelling from your hand, and it just quickly ducks under as the fireball goes wide and crashes into a nearby home, singeing
And then-
onto some of the stone.
Bonus action, I'll just push Ellis so Calarian can flank easier, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Ellis sees you feel this invisible force attempting to push you to the side. Do you resist it?
Oh yeah, if he doesn't say where the fuck he is.
Okay, roll a saving throw.
If he's like
Strength
Ellis
saving
move.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength save for me.
Is it a strength save or an attested athletics?
This is a
Saving
strength
throw.
save. Talum is using telekinetic powers to push you.
Oh, telekinetic. Strength save, gotcha.
You succeed. If you have advantage. I don't know.
I do, because I'm raging.
Well, okay, I guess we don't move. That's the end of my turn.
For future note, Talum, this is fine for flanking. I know it says, like cross corner or whatever.
Well, no, I mean, I figured it was fine for flanking, but I don't know. It seemed more flavorful to move them up. I don't know. I just
Up to
didn't
you.
have anything better to do with it.
No
I
problem. You try to push the nimble right. Okay. Staying where you are?
Yep.
Okay. Tizio.
I am going to. He's made out of metal, I'm assuming here. So I'm gonna do my Thunder Gauntlet at him. I'm sorry, what is it called? Lightning launcher. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's a straight shot, isn't it? It's a straight line.
I think it's just a ranged attack roll.
Yeah, just a range. Normal range of 90 feet.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't like a breath weapon. Yeah, definitely though. How do you do it?
Oh man, I can't like not kill him.
No, this
I didn't
totally
expect
annihilates him.
Tizio tries to pull a
Um,
punch and blows him off the face of the earth.
I was actually because I was actually going to move up after this to um, hopefully prevent him from like running away and whatnot.
Hmm.
So I will actually just try to go for his legs and I guess I underestimate the strength that I charged up, and it's just gonna blow both his legs off.
Nice, yeah. So you all kind of hear this crackling energy start to pulsate near Tizio, and you all kind of look over in his direction. There's sparks of lightning just emanating from his glove, and as he kind of like jumps and thrusts forward in this large punching motion, a streak of lightning energy just blasts into the lower torso of this Nimblewright, and you can all see now that it is completely encased from head to toe in sparks of just power and raw lightning. And as it does so, the entire lower half of this Nimblewright just completely explodes into bits and pieces on the ground. And as the upper torso just falls to the ground, it begins to completely collapse from the damage that was already missing from its chest, and it just tumbles into broken shards and pieces of metal onto the ground, moving, not moving, just lifeless.
Shit.
Good job. So with that, you all take a moment to stand there as you look at this creature that once was standing, and you can now hear rushing in from the sides of the alley what appear to be 6 city watch that are just rushing up to the group of you, and there's shouts of commotion as you all stand there and try to assess what's been going on. One of the city watch guards kind of looks over to you and he says, "You all there? What's going on?"
We walk down this alley and we're attacked.
And after a few moments of standing there and the city guard looking around at the situation, taking a look at this mechanical monstrosity that's just now laying into pieces on the ground,
Yes, this thing just attacked us out of nowhere.
Can I put some pieces in the bag so we have proof of destruction?
sure, yeah, you can take a few moments to just kind of pick up some of the metal scraps or bits
Can
of
I
the
try to
body.
take his head?
Yeah, something identifying, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And the head is still intact, while the rest of it's just more broken metal shards, um, but still large enough to pick up a good chunk of them if you wanted. Um, so go ahead and mark down parts of the Nimblewright plus his head, and after speaking with the city watch for a few moments, they're just kind of looking around at this mechanical construction, and you can see that they slowly start to put their clubs and maces onto their sides, and they stand there over you and they say, um, "Well, while this is a more prosperous part of Waterdeep, I would highly advise that in the future you try to stay away from causing such a ruckus. I'm glad to see that none of you were hurt. Maybe it's best you all head on home for the evening."
Yes, next time we're attacked in an alley, we'll make sure to do it very quietly.
Be that as it may, we appreciate you taking care of such a thing before it was a danger to others. Now off with you.
Harry, take what's ever left of the metal.
I was gonna ask, can I search like the remains or whatever to see like a what kind of powered it, or would that be included? I guess with the what we collected.
Make an investigation check. While the group of you are standing there over this crumbled corpse of a Nimblewright, and you're grabbing up the head, you're grabbing different shards, long strips of warped brass and copper and bits of steel that are all twisted together now and fused in some parts. You kind of dig through its chest a little bit, Tizio, and you find what appears to be some sort of crystalline structure, maybe about the size of your palm or so. Um, it's not metal, and it's not. Make an Arcana check. Yeah. Um, you gather that this object seems to be, from the best you can tell, the source of this creature's life or power, but you don't understand how it works or how it makes the creature itself sentient and capable of moving on its own. But as you kind of look at this crystal, you can see that it is caved in on one portion of it. It is cracked and broken. While you're all kind of sorting around, looking through its body, as a few of you were talking off the city watch from bothering you, you do find what appears to be a rough drawn map of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
How should we be on our way?
To the map of.
If you stand there for a moment and you open it up, make an intelligence check.
No, I'm the wrong person to do that.
The best you can tell, it appears to be a small fraction of one of the wards of Waterdeep. And while you're looking at it, you can kind of make out where the coastline is in reference to where you guys are on the map, or at least the overall layout of the city. And you can see that there is an X that has been marked on one of the larger structures, homes, in this ward, which you gather is maybe the C ward. And jotted next to it, the words Casalenter are written there.
Just like show it to Tizio. And, do you know anything? What does this mean?
Oh, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I read the wrong block because the book merged a bunch of shit together. So you don't see the C ward. What you see actually is a visual representation of, and thankfully you guys went there to visit, the City of the Dead.
Oh, so it's an actual map of the City of the Dead.
Yes, You see a map that outlines the different mausoleums and things. There's no names or identifiers on there, but you can see that there's a good chunk of what appears to be like the trades ward and such. And I'll kind of pull you over to the map. And essentially you can see it's a small enough map that kind of outlines like this much, and you can see that there's an X on there, and then the word like Castellanter written next to it.
I guess where's the X at?
Let me double check.
And then I was gonna say, would it have been one of the names or something like that we would have seen when walking through there?
I gotta pull it up. Hold on, guys. Oh, okay. So squinting in, taking a closer look, the X actually appears to be right on top of one of the mausoleums.
Keep this
That-
for
that-
later.
Yeah, that wasn't the one we were at, right,
No.
Harry?
I mean, that was talent. I mean, I guess we would know if it was there or not. What? I mean, how much is left of the body after they've scrapped it?
After I think Talon took some bits and Tizio took the head only. I mean, there's a lot of metal, but I mean, a lot of it seems to have been fused together in large chunks because it was struck with a high voltage bit of electricity. So you can see that there are large sear marks and things of that nature on it. But I mean, there's a lot of metal there.
Yeah, I guess as far as like scrappable metal.
Mm. There, you could probably, if you wanted to try to melt down and refine certain bits of the metal, you could. You're not sure how much of what type of metal you'd be able to refine. You can obviously melt down all of the metal, but if you did that, since some of the metal is brass and silver and steel, and they're kind of fused in together, obviously the quality of the metal would be lower because it's got all the different types of metal all melted into one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, go ahead and mark off the crystalline power source.
I guess if you had to give it a weight,
You could probably salvage maybe about 5 pounds of metal.
or just as far as like carrying it back, is what I was getting at.
Sure. Yeah, you can, if you're just trying to get just like pure metals, like which ones? Like brass and copper seem to be the two primary metals here. There are bits of silver inlaid in certain areas. Which metal are you trying to?
Oh no, I mean like just getting the whole thing back to Troll's
Oh.
Gold.
I mean, you can collectively take all of the metal if that's what you're trying to do. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, and then like maybe like if we have more downtime again or downtime week again, we could worry about it then.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and mark off remains of a Nimblewright. And make an investigation check for me. Nice. Okay. You feel very confident that you are able to collect all of the parts of the Nimblewright that were scattered and thrown about here.
Sweet. Well, let's go. I guess how late is it now?
The sun has probably by now at least set over the western coastline of the Sword Coast. It's still fairly early, maybe 6 or 7 at night. You can see that there are the various street lights starting to come to life as the sun is now set.
Well, do we want to drop this stuff off and then go and get our pay for destroying this Nimblerite?
Sure.
Quick question, DM. You said that there was like a something that came off the like the Nimblewright detector thing.
Yes.
Were we able to find that? Like, is it just like laying on the ground or something?
No. A magical aura radiated from the top
Ah,
of the Nimblewright detector and was drifting to the Nimblewright in question.
gotcha. Okay, I must have missed the magical part.
Yeah, it seems you guys were close enough to it that it physically pointed out where it was.
And I'm sorry to kind of drag this part here again. He didn't have like anything on him, besides the map and stuff.
Let me double
Sorry.
check. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. No, it did not. Other than the what appears to be black cloak that it was wearing on its body as it was hiding in this alley, and the folded up piece of parchment that had the rough drawn map on it, you did not see any other coins or materials or jewelry um, aside from the rapier and dagger that it wielded. So, what's the plan?
Head back to Troll School, drop off our loot, and then go back to the, what was it, like a museum of sorts? Right?
The the person's place in the Sea Ward.
No, the person that hired us to kill the Nimblerite.
Shoot, I gotta find the note for that.
I was not part of that.
It was like the Tinker's like
It was the Hall of Knowledge or whatever.
thing.
It was the Temple of. I don't remember the name.
So, as you guys talk amongst yourselves and try to recall the temple where you had been requested to dispatch of this Nimblewright, um, go ahead and roll a d100 for me. Awesome. Okay. You find your way following through Diamond Street through the more lavish and extremely well decorated homes and small personal gardens that are cordoned off by large iron fences. Um, and as you get closer and closer towards the North Ward, you can start hearing the familiar cheers and festive sounds of a couple fest halls within the area closer to the high road. Um, Perry, as you're all making your way up the high road, wandering past the Gentle Mermaid, you can see that there are maybe 3 or 4 individuals. Um, they all appear to be female, and they're all laughing and joking amongst themselves. Each seem to be having like a drink of sorts in their hands, and you can see that one makes eye contact with you and says, "Hey, care to have a drink with us?"
No, afraid I'm a little busy.
"You're lost, young man." And then they just kind of laugh and chuckle some more, and then they proceed inside. But within a short amount of time, um, you're all able to enter back into Trollskull Alley, and you can now see that um, the interior of the tavern itself is well lit, and there appears to be a number of patrons inside.
Nice to see our place full of happy customers. Perry's just gonna head up to his room and drop off the remains.
Okay,
Is there a musician?
there is.
Ooh, who is he? What is he? What is it?
The same familiar human with long silver hair down to his back and radiating blue eyes is still in the same spot he was the night before, performing just a various ballad of different musics. And as you enter into the tavern hall, he gently bows while he's still mid playing in your direction.
Look at him a friendly wave.
Could Perry like either find or create like a loose floorboard under his bed in his room that he could put the remains in?
Ooh. Okay. Make a make a strength check.
I'm so lucky I'm a halfling today.
The third time.
Yep.
Okay. Um, Easy enough to do, thankfully. You pull out some of your smithing tools and use it like a crowbar to just gently, without breaking any of the wood, lift up some of the floorboarding, and you see that directly below there appears to be not a large pocket, but maybe 3 to 4 foot pocket of space between the floorboard you are currently standing on and the ceiling for the tavern below.
Perfect. Yeah, just stash the nimble remains in there.
Okay. So, while Perry is up in his room, what are the rest of you all doing?
We're going back out, right?
Just a random question. How heavy is the gold? How much capacity of the bag is it holding, eating up?
Let me double check.
Also, just to make sure, there's no reason I would have 2,000 extra gold, right?
There, it is taking up 40 pounds of space.
Okay, I'll mark that in.
Yeah, there are each bar, and there are 8 of them. They weigh 5 pounds each.
Cool.
So, as Tizio stands amongst the group of you and asks if we're going back out for the night,
I think we were gonna go collect our bounty on the Nimble, right?
Pretend Perry walked in and said, yes.
How late
Yeah,
is
I'm not, because I'm not turning in what I collected. That's why.
Sure, we just need to prove that we destroyed it. I don't think they want every piece.
Yeah, just enough to prove it, and then say we left it in the alley. Yeah.
Sure.
okay. The tavern itself is rather bustling. Not overpacked by any means, but there's maybe a good 15 to 20 individuals. You can see that Drake is currently propped up against a wall close near the hearth, and you see Vanessa and Kelso are rushing around to deliver food and drink as best they can. They kind of stop and give you a wave and a smile and say, "Hi, um, is Floon coming tonight?"
He's not here?
He hasn't been here since we opened.
That's not good. He's supposed to be the
Good.
manager, right? That's what we agreed on.
As far as I know, I'm just here to deliver drinks and food when I can. Wasn't expecting us to be short-staffed.
Either were we.
Should
Might be worth
taking,
looking into.
taking 2 days, he can be fired.
What do you mean, 2 days?
Since we opened, it's been.
Was he here last night?
Yeah, he stepped out for a little bit. He said he had to go meet somebody and then he'd be right back, and he came back like 30 minutes later.
Aha.
And he never came back, right?
I mean, we've only been open for about an hour and a half or so. He hasn't shown up yet.
But she said he came back 30 minutes later.
The night before, when you guys tried to
Yeah,
tail him,
Yeah.
yeah, he came back like 30 minutes later,
Gotcha, sorry.
but you guys all ran off to the yawning portal.
Yeah, okay.
Should we go check out the place where he stays at, or take it as a sick day?
Mm,
Might be wise to check up on him.
maybe
Especially given the circumstances under which you met.
maybe Calarian can stay and help at the inn while we go and deal with the nimble right stuff.
Yeah, if Loon's not here, I should try to help these guys as best I can. I mean, we are paying them after all.
Sure.
And then if we come back and he's still not here,
I don't know why you guys are so distrusting of Floon. He hasn't done anything wrong.
It is very Calarian.
I mean, the guy shows up every day, except for once. What's the big deal? So what's the plan?
We'll go check up on him and just come on back.
Let's go.
Right.
So we're going to Floon's place now, not the place where we can go get 500 gold in 30 seconds?
Get paid the nimble bug flume.
Are you gonna spend the gold tonight?
I might.
We have 6. We have 8 gold bars.
He did meet those was it those females? Was it?
Yeah. There were 4 of them, and they were at the Gentle Mermaid.
What do you think that potion of speed is for?
I guess we can wait to collect the bounty. But... So Floon's place then?
Yeah, let's just keep harassing Flume until he quits.
Or we find someone better.
All right.
Lead the way.
Okay. So, you watch as Calarian just rushes off upstairs to take off some of the armor and things that he has to get into more simpler clothing, help him be more flexible. And he comes back down within a short time to start helping manage the place a little bit. And you can see that he fits in very well with the flow between Vanessa, Kelso, and he. And Drake kind of eyes him curiously out of the corner, and you can see that the individual playing on the viola, Soren, just kind of glances over at the curiousness of it, but doesn't pay it too much attention. And as you all gather your things and head outside, where are we going first? Floon's house?
Sure.
Okay. Who is leading the way?
I think I'm the only one who knows where it is, so I think it would be me in this specific circumstance.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d100. Very nice.
Oh, I was going to mention,
Yeah.
should we keep using the nimble right detector just in case? I mean, we know they've already self-replicated once.
It doesn't hurt to try. You never know. Maybe he made one.
That was my thought.
Sure, I'll keep you.
Okay. Following Talum's lead and proceeding through the North Ward south towards the Trades Ward. It's a rather warm night, and although well lit, quiet. The gentle sounds of carriages and passerby don't seem as brisk as they were the night before, but nevertheless you kind of shrug it off and proceed onward to your intended destinations. About 30 or so minutes pass, and you are now starting to crest over into the Trades Ward. As you round one of the familiar corners that you had seen through your eyes, Talum, you are a little startled at first by a lone City Watch individual who's just casually whistling a tune to himself as he walks on patrol. He glances at the group of you and just gives a curious nod, but minds his own business and continues onward and loops around the corner that you would all just came through. A short time further into that, make a perception check, Tizio.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm running back.
No problem. Okay. A short time further, as you crest over into the trades ward itself, the group of you looking around, nimble right detector in tow, you're not picking up any indicators of any nimble rights within the area, and you feel a little bit more calm at first. Um, Tizio, you scan the rooftops of the nearby area. You can hear the various sounds of laughter from nearby taverns and inns. You can see or you can smell the different fine cooked meats and different ales permeate through the area. It's a lot heavier here in the trades ward. But you feel pretty confident that no one's paying you any mind as you all weave through the unfamiliar to you but familiar to Talum zigzag pattern that leads into a small corner of the trades ward where a single story ramshackle building rests. It looks dilapidated. It looks like no one could possibly live there. And from what Talum has told you, this is the home of Floon.
This is the what? Oh, it's the home villa?
It is the home of Floon, the barkeep.
Oh, the home of Bloom.
Can we go to the door?
Sure. There's a small, uneven patch of cobblestone that leads up to this um, sagging stairwell made of wood and bits of brick. And you can hear the loud creak of the wood as you place your weight upon it. But there's a small landing, a porch of sorts, and then you can see before you a simple wooden door with just what appears to be some kind of wrought iron handle attached to it.
Perry will knock at the door.
Okay. You give a few raps with your knuckle. There's a moment of silence. No response.
I'll wait for Tizio to go around back.
Okay. Tizio, go ahead and make a perception check for me. You circle around to the backside of the building, and as you're looking at the overall structure, it's not very long, maybe about 20 or so feet long, about 15 feet wide. Um, you're not seeing any windows. You are seeing bits and pieces of wood that are broken off in areas, but it's too small to really get a good glance inside. But you do start to wander towards the back when you end up tripping and stumbling slightly, and then just kind of bracing yourself as best you can. Not not seeing any other entrances or anything like that.
I'll head back around. Doesn't look like there's a rear entrance. Are there lights or anything like that?
You don't see any lights coming from the building.
Sorry,
Oh.
you might have already said this. Is the building like 10 feet by 10 feet or like 20 or like 30 feet by 30 feet?
About 20 by 15.
Okay.
I'll
So-
check the windows, see if any of them are unlocked.
There are no windows.
Oh, sorry.
There's only a door.
I'll give it a try to open it up.
Okay. You place your hand on the wrought iron handle. It doesn't budge. It appears to be locked.
I apologize. That's what I meant. But yeah, I'll try to unlock it.
Okay. Make a dexterity check with your thieves' tools. You squat down in the middle of this. It's not a dark street. It's a decently lit area. Um, However, whether it be the pressure of your friends watching over your back as you hurriedly try to open this lock, you just it, the tumblers are not falling in place. It doesn't want to unlock. It's making you a little frustrated.
I mean, we could try again with guidance and inspiration. Wait.
Oh, I would say Eva can try.
Sure.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, can you do this, Eva?
Yeah, Perry will pray to
I can.
Lauren.
Excellent. Kind of seeing this as starting to be a habit with Tizio, and whether something is pressing onto his mind or not, you're not entirely sure, Eva, but you kind of scoot him away off to the side and you pull out your set of thieves' tools, and just with the simplicity of it, it just easily unlocks, and you can hear the faint as the door swings inward. It doesn't open all the way, it just kind of like cracks in a little bit, like an inch, but you know it's unlocked.
There we are. After one of you.
I'm not comfortable breaking into this house. I'll stay and watch.
Okay. You got it. You activate your armor. Okay. So who's doing what?
We are standing watch at the entrance.
Got it.
After you, Tizio.
After you, Eva? I think
Oh
she's in
God,
front.
I'll
If
go
not,
first.
I was gonna
Whatever,
say,
it's fine.
I thought she was ahead, but
I'll go
yeah, no,
first.
I'll go
It's
in.
fine.
Wait, can you even see in the dark?
Nope.
Oh, I can. All right, I'll go in.
It's like I just want y'all to know for the thinking about getting in another tussle. I never got a problem with it, but I am down to half health. So
I mean, we probably could have short rested.
Yes, you can roll hit dice to heal up if you need to, Ellis.
sick.
Also Song of Rest.
Yes, we'll say you guys could have done that while you were chilling in the tavern for a little bit before you headed back out. Easy enough to do. So, who's going in first?
I will.
Okay. Tizio, as you push the door further in, and it gives off a loud creak and moan. Nice roll. You look upon what appears to be a very dank and musty dust interior of a room. Um, Cobwebs dangle from all corners and sides. You can see bits of candlelight from outside onto the street, from the pocket holes and pieces of broken wood from the interior. You can see what appears to be a very dilapidated straw mat that is just kind of rolled out onto the portion of the floor in the eastern part of the room. You can see that there appears to be a small table and a single stool that is currently like on its side next to it. Um, yeah, You kind of take a few steps in and you look around, and aside from the creaking and moaning of the building surrounding you, it just the unease of how unsafe this building feels just kind of washes over you as you stand there.
You said there's a chair that's like leaning to its side, like it's fallen over.
Yes, there's a small wooden table and like a not a bar stool height, but a little shorter that it just seems to have been toppled onto its side.
I'll go towards it, see if there's anything on the table, like a letter or something.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Can I help search with him?
You
Just looking for stuff around the room.
If you had light, yep.
I'll cast a light spell. Again.
All right, go ahead and roll again, Tizio. Well, that works too. That's fine.
Is this same?
Sure. So, the two of you looking around now, it's well lit inside here with Talum's light spell. You don't see
Oh,
any.
come on, man.
You don't see
Yes.
any. What's up?
No, I'm just giving Talon crap.
You don't see any letters or candlesticks or any kind of plates or food or anything like left out on this table. There actually appears to be a great amount of dust all over this place. But with that investigation roll, as you're kind of scouring over the area, there's a good maybe 2 to 3 inches of dust permeated all throughout this building. Um, Now that it's well lit inside, you can see that that straw mat is completely tattered and pockmarked with like moth-eaten holes, or parts of the straw have just been completely like dried out and blackened or browned. Um, Towards the center of this 20-foot long room, though, you can see that right there appears to be about a 5 foot line, like a square of dust that is just like, I don't know how best to describe it. It's like there's a large coating of dust, but then you can see that there's like a 5 foot square where there is no dust. But like it's a very thin, maybe about a half-inch square going around, so like a perimeter, but the center of the square is covered in dust.
The you said the whole place is covered in dust. Just kind of at a glance, I guess as well. Any like foot tracks type of thing, where like if someone came in, they went directly to that square, or are there other tracks or anything like that?
I would say yes. With that investigation check, yes, you would see that there are what appear to be footprints going to and from that patch where you're seeing that there's some dust missing, but it's been trotted over so many times you're not entirely sure how many or what's like the type of person that might have been walking on it.
No, that's fine. But it's only from like entrance to there, not anywhere else in the
Yeah,
house.
directly to that area and then nothing.
Okay. I'll point it out to Talum, and Talum, stand back a little bit, and I'm gonna.
You could check for traps first.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slowly creep up and check for traps.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Can I help him by going up next to him?
Sure. Are you doing the help action or are you looking to?
I mean, it's the same either way, so I'll just do the help action.
Okay,
Fine.
so roll with advantage, Tizio. Nice. Taking a look here at this piece of floor and just kind of like exhaling onto the dust, it starts to give way, and you actually notice that a lot of the dust seems to fall inward, indicative of some kind of trap door or false floor. And as you clear out the space around the trapdoor, you notice that there's what appears to be some kind of wooden wedge of some sort that is currently like just almost invisible to the naked eye on all four corners of this door. It appears to be trapped.
Can I tell what kind of trap? Like what it triggers?
You're not seeing where the trap leads to. The best you can tell is that whatever this trap does, it activates something below. So you can see that it's trapped, and and just kind of looking around the room, you don't see it like running to like a bucket of water over your head or something. It looks like wherever the trap is, the mechanism is beneath it.
Well, it would have to be possible to disarm somehow, even if
Yeah.
it requires going down. So
No, it's possible to
no,
disarm.
no,
of
no. I'm not.
course.
I was just talking to Tizio.
Oh.
I wasn't like fighting with you.
Sorry.
Well, I haven't really been having much luck with unlocking lately, so maybe I shouldn't take my chances on this. Um, and I'll kind of move away from it, slowly to not try and trigger anything, and let the others know, and Perry outside, I don't know if he wants to come on in.
Perry is uncomfortable with breaking and entering.
Well, I mean,
Well then, Eva, I'm not sure if you feel comfortable disarming it, or I can give it a shot.
Hmm. I think you can do it. We'll say that's inspiration.
I got this.
I
got
really
this.
think you can do it.
And I will give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. Perry, make a perception check. Tizio, go ahead and make a dexterity check with your thieves' tools.
Would my Tinker's tools matter?
This would be a thieves' tools kit to disarm something.
Actually, it doesn't really matter. I don't even think
It's
I
the same.
have
You're
my
proficient
Tinker's
with
one.
either
Yeah.
one, yeah. But your thieves' tools has the small bits and tools for wire cutting and replacing of wedges and things like that.
Eva, what's your inspiration? A D6?
It is a D6.
Nice. Okay, so carefully just assessing the situation and Talon having a big enough light source for you to work with, you start to see the faint shimmer of some kind of like small silver threading that seems to have been laced around and then tied around these bits of wedges. And carefully you take out your set of these tools and you're able to lift the trapdoor up just enough to where it's the maximum amount of tension on this door, and that gets you, thankfully you are rather thin and able to reach your arm in, but you're able to kind of follow the line down as far as you can to this out of sight base of something that you're kind of like gently just touching and trying to figure out, okay, what is this? Where this feels like a mechanism or something, and you manage to use your thieves' tools to disarm the device.
Now I'll go ahead and open it up.
Yeah,
Fully.
you lift this trapdoor up, and you can see now that there appears to be a long, straight drop, no ladder, into darkness below. You can clearly see that the mechanism you were feeling appears to be a large canister of some sort, two of them side by side.
And when you say it goes into darkness, like
Like You
I'm
know,
assuming it's beyond what is it, like 120 feet? I think I can see, or is it 60 feet?
oh, yeah, you have 60 feet of dark vision, right? I would say no, yeah. You looking down, you can just faintly make out what appears to be some sort of flooring at the bottom. You're not entirely sure how deep it goes, but it seems to be pretty far down to the extent of your vision.
And no obvious way to descend.
Nope. It appears to be just a straight hole in the ground.
Well, I have rope. And I'm assuming you have rope.
All good adventurer always has rope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got rope.
Yeah. Tie
I
them
can,
all together, I guess, or as much as I think.
I can drop a light down there if you want to do. See what we're going
Yeah,
into.
but I'm hoping that it doesn't like kind of give us away since we're not supposed to be here, type of thing. Like maybe, well, like what if there's somebody down there, and the light gives them a heads up and the escape.
Fair enough. I feel like we should try to convince Perry to come in here since we're continuing.
Well, I was going to say I wasn't going to try metagame, but if you actually found something, Perry would come in.
You found a pit of nothingness, Perry. You wanna come check this out?
Oh, there's actually.
Hey Perry, there's metal down here.
That's good. Yeah.
I found a fully functional forge at the bottom of this hole, Perry.
More,
Oh,
dude.
more.
I didn't know you lived here.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. If you've actually found something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take however many ropes, I can guess it is, and 2, 3 ropes, and climb on down.
Okay. And
Tie them together and climb down.
of course. Okay. And as you all kind of talk amongst yourselves and the door closes behind you so that no one's like just peering into the house, you find a way to jerry-rig the rope to something you hope is stable within the upper level of the house. Drop the rope down, and that's where we'll pick up next week.
All right.
And we magically teleport Clarion here because he wasn't here.
He would have stayed at the tavern, in all honesty, if Floon didn't show up.
Yeah, he totally would have. Also, if we're gonna be breaking and entering,
He also would have said, "Why are you doing that?"
Thanks, boys.
Okay. This is going to be interesting next session then, as we have an adventure and he is chilling at the tavern.
No, it could just be nothing. We'll see.
I hope you have lots of mini games of Cooking Mama prepared.
What was the old Pokemon Stadium game where you were Lickitung and you had to like grab the various different dishes?
Oh my god. We can play that to
What
level
game
up.
is this?
Pokemon Stadium, there was a mini game where you were a Lickitung and you were basically in the center like a Zuma, and there was various different dishes and you had to only grab the food that was on like the icon or something to get like, and you earned money or points by how many plates correctly you ate.
There's a link to the game.
There you go.
YouTube has everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this.
Excellent.
It's old school stuff, man. Anyway, yeah, so a Nimblewright defeated, a mystery to solve, a missing Floon once again. We'll see you guys next Sunday when we figure out what's happening.
cheers. Thanks all.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, another good session.
Floon's gonna be the evil guy, the big bag evil guy. Man, just watch.
Floon's the baby EG. Also, Floon can apparently fly.
Or take no fall damage.
Or,
Well, I guess he has to get back up somehow.
or hover,
Yeah.
more accurately.
DM question for the Nimblewright. Was he vulnerable to anything? I guess I was wondering if my attack was going to be like too strong for him because it's lightning damage, I think. And then I had done that 20, and I was like, God damn it.
I was about to heat metal his ass, but I didn't have enough level 2
Oh,
spell
that would have been
slots.
hilarious.
He is not vulnerable to anything in particular.
Okay.
But because you did so much damage and it was also the final blow, it did a lot of damage. Which is what kind of fused a lot of the copper and brass together.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm just curious if we'll find another one.
Yeah, same. As soon as you said it, it's one of those like, oh yeah, like because that was a kind of like a theory that I thought of at one point, where if there's going to be a lot more of them, type of thing, like multiple of them.
You guys have been very lucky.
I mean, if we collect these nimble rights in 500 gold bounty increments, hopefully there's less of them.
I mean, he pretty much took me half down in one turn. So.
Yeah, he does a lot of
They
damage.
are strong.
Luckily, they seem kind of glass cannony.
I mean, AC of 18, plus they have the parry option, which gives them an AC of 20. They are resistant to all magics. Like, they have advantage on all saving throws against spells. They get resistant to anything that's not magical attacks. Cannot be exhausted, frightened, poisoned, petrified. They're pretty strong, man.
I was gonna say, how much HP did he have?
Enough.
Wait, your crit did like 20 something. So
Yeah, I saw. I was like, damn.
just a rough estimate. He probably is in the 40s, maybe 50s, based on previous rounds. But I don't know for sure.
It was a good fight. It was pretty quick, but
Quick
worth it.
question for you guys. Off topic, but gold was mentioned a little bit ago. Perhaps I may have added something wrong on my end at some point, but I always feel that you guys have like a crap ton of like gold and stuff. Like, are you guys like how much gold do you guys have?
I have 200 on me, but that's a lot of that was from the what is it?
The commission
electric
of the
guitar.
electric guitar, yeah.
That was a pretty good payday.
Yeah, how much do you have, Tizio?
Well, I have 277, but he may have like yeah, you had a lot, like you said, you're 200, but like even before that, like everyone was just like throwing down all this money and stuff, and I'm over here like penny pinching things together, like.
Like I have 259 right now. Well, I mean, we have the 2,000 in the gold bag of holding, which we'll divide up once we sell it or whatever.
Yeah, and that was the thing, I think, is that a lot of people were like Perry's commission and then Tizio's or Talum's commission. They had specific tasks that gave
yeah.
them big chunks of gold. I think I did a decent job of everyone's actually around 200 to 300 gold in their pocket. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone has a lot
Yeah.
extra.
Like I was at like 50 gold before I helped make that. During downtime, I made
Yes.
some gold.
Yeah, because I know I was like 50, 60 around there for like quite a while, and then like
Yeah.
everyone's like, I'm throwing down this much for this. I'm like, where are they getting this money from?
Yeah,
I was-
Calarians. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was penny pinching my way to copying spells, so I was
Gotcha.
running out.
Gotcha. Okay.
See, like for Ellis, I don't know what he's got because he does his stuff on D&D Beyond, but Calarian's got about 200. Eva's actually probably the lowest one out of all of y'all.
Yeah, I feel like Eva wants to play at places and stuff to make money, but like she never has the chance.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate right now.
I mean, to be fair, that's not really what happens unless you're in downtime. Because, like, theoretically, when you're not in downtime, you should be adventuring. So,
Correct, because adventuring pays.
Yeah.
That's why she went back and grabbed the $2,000.
and adventuring is fun.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, she's got a nice adventure going on with Soren.
Wait, who's Soren?
Soren is the bard that's been showing up for the past 3 days at your tavern.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. But then I was like, I don't think he said the name, so I was trying to blank.
His name is Soren Tasarin.
Was he a bard in the other campaign?
Yes, he was.
Was he? Okay. I heard him doing Dimension Door, but I didn't know bards could do that.
They sure can.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember Sam doing that in CR.
I don't play bards very much, so.
Well, yeah, I know because you were saying like, oh, you know, everyone always plays the horny bard, and I was like, I don't do that.
I just said I wouldn't never play a bard. I don't know that I care about this.
Bards
I
get
still
a
want to play
bad
a
rap.
Cooking Mama Bard.
I mean, to be fair, every bard I've played with has been annoying. They've never been. Besides Soren, I guess I didn't even realize he's a bard. But,
I must have played it well then.
yeah.
He's got a really nice backstory. I love his backstory, man. For a character I didn't really think was gonna go anywhere, he's going places.
I mean, he did you dirty, but yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just out of this campaign context, Soren is fucking filthy rich. Soren left the group with 2 bags of holding and I think like 6 or 8 grand.
I mean, to be fair, he gave me what was it, a staff of power for like 5k gold. So, and I felt so bad. I didn't even use any of the chargeables. I just used it for the extra stuff. So.
Yeah, it's crazy, but fun.
Yeah.
But either way, all it did was it gave me the opportunity to create wonderful NPCs to incorporate into your guys' adventure. And trust me, there's a lot of history. But on a side note, though, for you guys, because you guys stick around a lot, and I don't want to hold up your time too much, I appreciate you guys, you know, speaking up and trying to get each other to interact. Recommendation for the future would be ask more direct questions of each other. Say, hey, Tizio, and then ask your question. That instead of just pointing it out to the group. That way you guys have the ability to bounce back and forth more.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I know sometimes, and I'd probably say a lot of times I do this simply because I don't want to sound kind of like a broken record. So maybe some sort of advice from any of you guys. It will be kind of like when the DM says something, like I don't want to repeat everything all over again, like type of thing. So like a lot of times I'll relay that to them. Like, is that okay? Like, should I do it differently or anything like that?
Yeah, you do you, man. I'm not. I don't. I mean, a lot of times, if I'm being quiet, it's just because I'm not trying to take up everybody. I'm not trying to take up all the time. You know, like that's usually why I'm not talking. It's because I don't want to be the only one talking.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and that's perfectly normal. And like I said in a conversation with another player in the group earlier, you all have really awesome backstories. Prompt your friends to ask about shit about them, just on a random spot. Be like, "Hey man, do you like Cheerios or French toast or what? I don't know, something." But give them an opportunity to talk about themselves. Because I'm
Okay.
sure if somebody were to ask Perry about why the hell he's asking Vincent Trench to find stuff, maybe Perry can get more involved in that.
I think that has come up actually, but
You mentioned it, yeah, but it was an example. Or, you know, somebody could ask Tizio why he had such a shocked look on his face when he read the latest broadsheet.
Speaking of broadsheets,
Hmm.
it seems like there should be another one coming up soon.
It's the start of the month.
Yeah. I mean, in-game month, right?
speaking of stuff coming up soon,
In-game month, it's
It's
the
only
start
been
of the month.
yeah, it's only been like 2 days since we got the
Yeah,
last
I
broadsheet
know.
or something.
Correct. It's only the 5th or 6th of the month. What were you going to say, Perry?
speaking of stuff coming up soon, when's that level 5 coming?
Well, as soon as you guys hit the next big arc, which is to follow the trail of this Nimblewright.
Ooh, all right.
Out of game, essentially the uncovering the mystery of what was stolen during the fireball incident. That's the arc thread.
Because yeah, five is when stuff gets interesting. You know?
It's true.
The game starts to change very quickly when you hit level 5,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're a spellcaster.
Well, so this campaign book is supposed to only go up to level 5. At the end of this book for Waterdeep, you guys will be at 6 because of the way things progress with the Blackstaff Tower. So I'm fine with you guys being a little ahead of the curve per se, because I get to modify things. But essentially, at this part in the story, you guys would only really be level 3 to kind of incentivize, but since I'm throwing in so much other stuff, things get a little challenging. And I know that since you guys have so many different threads to follow, it seems like it's, well, what trigger is going to be the milestone for us? The following the Nimblewright story is the main arc.
Okay.
Everything else.
That's interesting because I thought it was the other. I thought that was more of a side one.
Well, then I'm doing it wrong.
Well, okay.
Well,
so
no, that's just me. That's just me out of
it
the
seems
others.
like to me it seemed like the main arc, because like we know that the Nimblewright was running away from the fireball, which seemed like a pretty important step.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I can tell. I
Well-
can tell a lot of it's connected. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to me, like I feel like they're all connected, but to me, I thought like the I wouldn't say necessarily the Floon arc type thing, but like that's more of an important one than the Nimble, right? Is what was my thought process.
Gotcha. Well, so per the initial, first 2 sessions or whatever, when Raynar told you about the whole MacGuffin for his father, that's the overall story for the Waterdeep.
yeah, and I mean, it's what? So
You got ideas for what we're doing after all this, or
Oh yeah, I have tons of ideas.
only getting us a 6 or whatever?
I
Nice.
mean, I kind of know what's happening at level 10,
Wow. Here I am, like
because
just
I'll drag you
hoping-
there by arms and legs,
I
whether
mean,
you want to go or not.
Fair enough. He does know what's going to happen. For not because I told him, but because he has a note which you haven't told anybody about yet.
That's true, but it hasn't really come up,
Tell
I
him,
know.
what's that note in your pocket?
and I can't really do
Is that a
anything
dog in your
about it.
pocket, or is that you happy to see me?
Is that lore? No,
I
but
do
yeah,
have lore.
there are things that are happening with Talum. There are things that are happening with Calarian as you guys are actively doing stuff in the city. Literally, Perry, in a few more days, Vincent's coming back to you.
Ooh.
Tizio's got a bunch of stuff going on right now, but he hasn't had the time to go investigate it. For Ellis and Eva, those are a little bit outside of the city, and that's going to take you interdimension. So
Ooh, interesting.
I'm so
Because-
excited to leave the city. Like, I like the city, but I think it'll be fun to go somewhere else.
Yeah, like a change of scenery.
when you guys start traveling outside, you guys probably will never end up coming back home.
That's
Ooh.
that's the fun thing about higher tiers. You just get to go places very quickly.
Yeah, there's going to be interplanar travel and all this kind of nonsense. So, and I feel bad for barbarians at the beginning because it's either you swing or you don't.
Yeah, martial classes are pretty rough.
Yeah, but he has a really good storyline that's going to tie into stuff too. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good because like at Ellis and Calarian, like they're ones that like I know the least of. I feel so it's one of those like I want to like start picking at them type of thing to kind of see what they're about and things like that.
yeah, prod your party members for questions. Tell them at the beginning saw that Ellis had some kind of magical item on him, but never said anything.
That's true.
Prompt your allies for questions. Dig deeper into their history.
I was gonna go for the funny effect. Well, is it a magical item on it? I thought it was like an aura around
Well,
it.
it was an aura.
Yeah, I was gonna go for the funny effect and just cast a spell magic on it at level 5.
I mean, you could do it. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be so funny. I don't know what would happen, but today during the session I was like, you know what would be funny? If I just like cast a spell magic on Ellis and he just like died or something.
He's been Strahd in disguise the whole time. No.
Strahd. I can't wait till we go to the Nine Hells and kill Tiamat for Bahamut.
I'm just surprised there hasn't been PvP. I feel like most campaigns are more attacking each other than usual.
I feel like you're emotionally scarred from D&D.
Oh, you talking about from the guy that decided to throw a dagger at me from across the room for whatever reason he felt necessary and then killed me? Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. I'll
It's
say.
what my character would do.
Oh my god, I was so mad.
I am glad that you guys seem to be working very well together.
Yeah, and I know when I play with like my group of friends and whatnot. A lot of times it ends up being like everyone like kind of like insulting one another type of thing.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
because
it's
you're
all,
so
it's
close to
it's
each
totally
other.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's totally different. Like in this one, and I don't know if it's because it's different or what or like
It's because it's a bunch
because
of
like where everyone's
strangers that I
more.
threw together, I think. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say like the actual teamwork part of
yeah,
it.
like Talum and Perry know each other outside of the game, just like you and I know each other outside of the game. So, there's those smaller bonds. I gotta figure out a way to work you guys all into being your characters being more comfortable with each other's characters. But that only happens by taking experience, like finding a secret trapdoor in a rundown house.
Yeah.
To be fair, I only know Perry from other games where he's been emotionally
This is
scarred.
this is our third campaign together.
They always end early. It's amazing.
That's more than me.
Well, I will break that trend. Don't you worry.
Hope so. Hope so.
I had a lot of hope for the second campaign, and he just like got burnt out of nowhere. I was like, all right, whatever, I guess.
Which one was that? Was that
The
Storm
Dragon
King's
Horde.
Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I mean,
different campaign.
I feel like
Chris
didn't he
Strauss-
say he was about to go to basic or something?
Yeah, he
So-
said he was gonna go basic, and so he's like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. I guess, and it's like 4 or 5 months early. It's like, all right, I guess we couldn't have just rushed to the end or something, or
Horde of the Dragon
Montage.
Queen is actually a really good story.
well, we were at the traveling part, where I guess is like the part that everyone hates.
Yeah,
well,
it's
we
a long
just
caravan.
got through that actually.
Yeah.
We were at the cult house, cult castle or whatever.
Did we make it that far?
Yeah.
I thought we were still traveling.
No, we got through.
Neither of you have played Rise of Tiamat, right?
No, we don't.
No, we never got
Excellent.
to that part.
I
Cool.
have,
Well,
but not the second one.
that's Rise of Tiamat.
Although
Wait.
I have fought Tiamat Stott.
Oh,
Block
Horde
before.
Horde of the Dragon Queen is the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I apologize. Yeah, we haven't done the second one yet.
Well, I mean, sucks for you because when those other guys start running that for you, if you ever do, there's gonna be shit that happens from there that reflects on you guys. But ultimately, what happens in the main storyline is going to be based on where you guys go and what you guys decide to follow. There's so much stuff. I can throw so many things at you guys, but that's not a big deal. The main focus is on getting you guys through the initial Waterdeep stuff, and then you guys kind of trusting each other to say, hey, I got a lot of personal baggage, come help me fix it. And then we go off and do it.
Yeah, definitely.
But enough of that. You guys have a great night.
I
Yeah.
still want to go cave diving in the yawning portal.
Do it.
I'm just gonna jump
There-
in.
There is a woman there who hires adventurers to go into Undermountain to essentially treasure dive for them, and then she collects the treasure and you guys get a profit of it.
Out of game, I know what is down there. It's not good for you.
No, it's not.
Drink for you. All right, guys. Good night.
Have a
Yeah,
good
see
night.
ya.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, have a good night.